the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Be bad, but at least don't be a liar. A deceiver. Love. The reason I dislike that word is that it means too much for me. Far more than you can understand. If you look for perfection, you'll never be content. Everyone thinks of changing the world, but no one thinks of changing himself. If you want to be happy, try only to please God, not people. When you love someone, you love the person as they are, and not as you'd like them to be. Rest, nature, books, music, such is my idea of happiness. Many people have ideas on how others should change. Few people have ideas on how they should change. All great literature is one of two stories. A man goes on a journey, or a stranger comes to town. Grow spiritually, and help others to do so. It is the meaning of life. Everything that I understand only because I love. Truth, like gold, is to be obtained not by its growth, but by washing away from it all that is not gold. It is not beauty that endears. It's love that makes us see beauty. The key to success in life is using the good thoughts of wise people. Wrong does not cease to be wrong because the majority share in it. It is amazing how complete is the delusion that beauty is goodness. Only people who are capable of loving strongly can also suffer great sorrow. But this same necessity of loving serves to counteract their grief and heals them. You can love a person dear to you with a human love, but an enemy can only be loved with divine love. Let us forgive each other. Only then will we live in peace. I often think that men don't understand what is noble and what is ignorant, though they always talk about it. Each person's task in life is to become an increasingly better person. It's not given to people to judge what's right or wrong. People have eternally been mistaken and will be mistaken, and in nothing more than in what they consider right and wrong. In the name of God, stop a moment. Cease your work, look around you. What a strange illusion it is to suppose that beauty is goodness. I don't allow myself to doubt myself, even for a moment. He stepped down, trying not to look long at her, as if she were the sun, yet he saw her like the sun, even without looking. We can know only that we know nothing, and that is the highest degree of human wisdom. Spring is the time of plans and projects. Is it really possible to tell someone else what one feels? Rummaging in our souls, we often dig up something that ought to have lain there unnoticed. If everyone fought for their own convictions, there would be no war. Anything is better than lies and deceit. Muhammad has always been standing higher than the Christianity. He does not consider God as a human being, and never makes himself equal to God. Muslims worship nothing except God, and Muhammad is his messenger. There is no any mystery and secret in it. A man can live and be healthy without killing animals for food. Therefore, if he eats meat, he participates in taking animal life, merely for the sake of his appetite. And to act so is immoral. It's much better to do good in a way that no one knows anything about it. The best stories don't come from good versus bad, but good versus good. If you love me as you say you do, she whispered, make it so that I am at peace. Happiness does not depend on outward things, but on the way we see them. The whole world is divided for me into two parts. One is she, and there is all happiness, hope, light. The other is, where she is not, and there is dejection and darkness. True life is lived when tiny changes occur. But the law of loving others could not be discovered by reason, because it is unreasonable. It's hard to love a woman and do anything. If we admit that human life can be ruled by reason, then all possibility of life is destroyed. We are asleep until we fall in love. He felt now that he was not simply close to her, but that he did not know where he ended and she began. Something magical has happened to me. Like a dream when one feels frightened and creepy, and suddenly wakes up to the knowledge that no such terrors exist. I have wakened up. A man is like a fraction, whose numerator is what he is, and whose denominator is what he thinks of himself. The larger the denominator, the smaller the fraction. Strong people are always simple. Not one word, not one gesture of yours shall I ever forget. There is no greatness where simplicity, goodness, and truth are absent. Nothing is so necessary for a young man as the company of intelligent women. I wanted movement, and not a calm course of existence. I wanted excitement and danger, and the chance to sacrifice myself for my love. Whatever our fate is, or maybe we have made it and do not complain of it. All the diversity, all the charm, and all the beauty of life are made up of light and shade. Because of the self-confidence with which he had spoken, no one could tell whether what he said was very clever or very stupid. Every lie is a poison. There are no harmless lies. Only the truth is safe. Only the truth gives me consolation. It is the one unbreakable diamond. To get rid of an enemy, one must love him. Man cannot possess anything as long as he fears death. But to him who does not fear it, everything belongs. If there was no suffering, man would not know his limits, would not know himself. I'm like a starving man who has been given food. Maybe he's cold, and his clothes are torn, and he's ashamed, but he's not unhappy. How can one be well when one suffers morally? Every heart has its own skeletons.